testing the sound. In this video, we're going to draw a frequency table and a dot plot to represent some data. The question says the following data are the results of an assignment that some students completed. And we can see each of the scores from the students there. And we're asked to draw both a frequency table and a dot plot as different ways of displaying the data. So first we'll have a look at the frequency table. On our frequency table, we have three headings at the top. The middle heading is always a tally column, and we use this to help us to tally up the data values. The last column is a frequency column, and we use this column to represent how often or how frequent each score was obtained. Our first column, the title there changes depending on what we're talking about. In this case, we're talking about assignment results, so we might call this column results. If it was talking about ages of people, you could call it ages, or number of children, you could call it number of children. But that first title changes depending on what the data is. The second and third column headings, they stay the same, always tally and frequency. And down the bottom here, we have a total section. Now, when we're listing the results, we find the minimum value, the minimum result, which was a 4. 4 was the lowest score that someone got on the test. And the highest score was 10. Now we need to include every value between 4 and 10, even if no one scored them. They still need to be included on our frequency table. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 was the highest score and 4 was the lowest, and we've included every data value in between. And so now we can start to tally our data values. The first value is a 6, so we can cross it out and put a tally mark in the 6. Next one's a 7, so we can cross it out and tally in the 7. And we can continue to tally up our data by crossing out the values so we don't miss any, and including them on our frequency table. That's our fifth 7, so we put a sideways dash. Oh, we've got a triangle there, that's a bit odd. So we would put, oh, can't even seem to get rid of that one. There we go. Let's fix up that tally. 1, 2, 3 6s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 7s. That looks about right. And you can check it when you're doing your version of this. Next value is a 4, a 10, 6, 2 8s, 9, 4, 6, 4, and 8. And so let's go ahead and count up those tallies and pop those values in the frequency column. So we had 3 4s, no 5s, 5 6s, 5 7s, 4 8s, 4 8s, 2 9s, 1 10. We can add them all together to get the total. And that gives us 20. Now, it's a good idea to check that you did have 20 data values, and that way you'll know by counting them up that you didn't miss any. So here we have a completed frequency table. And now we can use that to draw a dot plot. Now we can see this horizontal line here. That is necessary for our dot plot. That's our horizontal axis. And along this line, we want to start at our minimum value, which was 4. That was the lowest score that anyone scored. The next value is a 5. Even though no one scored it, we need to make sure we include it. And our values go up by the same amount each time. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, just like they did in our frequency table. And now we don't need a vertical axis here. We draw dots above each value. So there were 3 people who scored a 4. So we are going to draw 3 dots above the 4. Now, is it good to use this grid to keep your dots nice and lined up vertically and horizontally? So that way we can get more meaning from our dot plots. No people answered 5. 5 people scored a 6, so we can put 5 dots there. The frequency of 7 was 5. We had 5 people that got 7 as a score. 4 people got 8, so above 8 we can do 4 dots. 2 people scored 9. Oh, we've lost our table. There it is. 2 people scored 9, so we can draw 2 dots above the 9. And 1 person scored a 10. And so when we line up our values really carefully, we can see that more people scored 6s and 7s than other data values. There's one thing we need to add, and that's a label on our axis here. And because this is talking about assignment results, let's call it assignment results. And there you have it, a frequency table and a dot plot for the same set of data.